Guys, we can start in 4 minutes. Exactly, we can start by 9. Hello. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. that we can start. Hi, folks. Welcome to the live session and thank you for all. Today I'm here to present task capture. I would like to take 2 minutes of time to explain the invention behind the task capture, which helps us to understand easier and quickly we can understand. So, being into the software business, we all know that we need the documentation for many things. Sometimes, being in the development environment, also we need to do the documentation for some things. So, we know that pain and it used to take time to do all those things. So, these things in our robotic process environment, we have a concept called process design document where we will consider as a primary document to start our development. So this will be given by the usually business team and to the development team. So this document is reference to everything. So this document is like a communicator between business team and development team, where it used to take couple of time to provide the document after accepting the project. So this task capture is a tool for the UiPath to design our documentation. Yeah, today our agenda is to understand these concepts, where we can get that entire UiPath platform where we will be having the task capture. And what is the task capture? How to install the task capture? Who use the task capture in organizations? And how to use with an example. And licensing part also we will cover along with the benefits. So when I talk about entire UiPath path platform, these are the things we will be having, like from the discovery to measure state. So when I talk about discovery, this is before starting the development. So what I mean to say, before starting the development, we will be having couple of things to do to identify the process, document the process, and these things we used to do. So in that documentation part, this particular tool helps us a lot in entire end-to-end hyper automation suite. This documentation task capture helps us. So the task capture means it covers the documentation process for RPA process. So task capture comes as long as we move work process would like to automate. For example, in my organization, if I have any manual process which I wanted to automate, I'll be having discussion with some of the RPA business team and will be writing a document. So while taking the meetings and all, there will be some information shared by the process team, where manual work will be organized in the organization. So that work will be taken in as a screenshots and data we used to collect from the team. So that data we go and write the documentation manually by keeping the screenshots, and we need to do lot of stuff in process design document. This tool captures everything, will provide us a sample document, and that document we can customize as well. And also it reduces our work almost like 60 to 70% of our work. So, and I would like to share more details about the task capture. This is basically a desktop application, and this stands at the first phase of the UiPath platform. And also it helps us to identify the end-to-end day-to-day process automation. And also it's available in our three locations. One is automation hub page, you will get it, process page, product page of the task capture you will be getting, and also recently they have launched into the form also. In form also they will be getting the application. So this application we will be getting in two varieties, one exe file and msi file. So I'll explain what is the exe file and msi file. So here these are the places we will be getting that application. When I talk about exe file, it's for the user level. When I talk about msi file, it's for the system level. So n number of users can be there in a system. So n number of applications per user msi file, exe files we can install. But when I talk about system level application, msi application can be installed per mission only. So here are the couple of differences, couple of comparisons I have listed here. We can see it. When I talk about task capture exe file, it is per user. MSI file per machine. So task capture exe file, I'll explain couple of details here. App runs after installation. We don't have to configure things after installation. We can directly run the application and we can use it. And also to install it, since it's user level, we don't need admin rights to installation. We can install in our users path and we can use it. And also to access the application, we don't need admin credentials to run it. And also, but the problem here is we can't install this application using command prompt. Why? Because command prompt is for the system level, where we can log in as a admin level and then we can install it. So it will MSA file will cover all the drawbacks here. It can't be run after installation, and an admin rights are required to install this. And also to run it is not required admin credentials, and whatever we are missing here, like you installing the command line statements, we can do this in MSA file. We can install this. Task capture, we can't decide our installation folder. It by defaultly goes to the user folder, and the user folder it will install. But for MSI file, being an admin, we can install in our defined location. So these are the minimum criteria we supposed to have in our system to install, and these are the recommended things supposed to maintain to run the task capture smoothly. So when I talk about requirements system, basically for every application there will be minimum system requirements supposed to be there to install. So coming to the task capture, these are the things. CPU must be 1.7 gigahertz and it must be a 32-bit system, and also RAM we must have 4 GB. These are the recommended. I can show it here, like 2.2 gigahertz with 64-bit. RAM must be 8 GB. So softwares, it basically works on Windows servers. All varieties we have listed here, and compatibility. So task capture is from the UiPath application. UiPath, this application is very compatible with the UiPath Studio 2019.8 and above. This also works with 2018.4, but there may be some kind of bugs we may notice. We can't say that we can't use for lower versions to the 19.8, but we can use. But this is more compatible with 19.8 and above versions. That was about task capture. Now comes to that, who uses task capture. When I talk about organization, it can be a bigger organization, it can be a smaller organization, where these people are involved in task capture usage. So if it is small industry, we can bring C-suite users also into the usage. C-suite users are nothing but CEO level and CFO, CM, those people. And in bigger organization, we will be having users of software, RPA developers, business users, SMEs. They can also use it very easily. It's all about they can learn it quickly and they can use it. So here, to create a diagram, we have two options. One is create diagram and capture diagram. So create diagram, I'll explain when I open. As soon as I open task capture, I'll be seeing these two options, and also I can pick from PC. If I do the actions using these two things, I can save it mid of the process, and I can continue by opening the same file. By building the process, we can, if we want to build the process, we need to go for the create diagram. If we want to capture the or record the process, we will be going for the capture process. Create diagram. Usually we need to understand why we will go for the create diagram and what kind of processes will go the capture process. For example, if I have couple of decision makings scenarios, for example, depends on the role, will be getting the next steps, or depending on the department, he'll be choosing into the process. So if we have those kind of decision makings and the process is bit complex, then we can't go for the capture process. We must come to the create diagram, and we need to build the skeleton first, and we need to capture the actions. I mean to say, we need to create a workflow first in the task capture, and we need to capture the actions. It is more similar to adding click activities, type into activities in our regular UiPath Studio. When we discuss any process, we can even drag the activities and we can record the process. So this is more similar to dragging activities and passing the values. So capture process, this automatically creates, the flow will be created automatically in a sequential order. So in this sequential order, we must know the process very well, and there must be very less number of decision making points. Then only we must go for the capture process. For example, if we have a bit of sequence which follows straightforward process where we won't find any decision makings, we will go for the capture process. This is more similar to recording a workflow in UiPath. So these are the examples. I have created couple of examples in task capture. I have mentioned here. When I talk about create diagram, I have examples here. Yeah, the flow follows this way. I have an internal database customer. This is the first step I need to do. Then create a new employee company profile. Fill all required fields by copying, passing the customer onboarding documents. If the customer bought a subscription, if he's already subscriber of our database, then he'll be getting license. That license we will be activating and we will giving in an alternative way. If he did not have any subscription, he'll be buying the subscription trial version, and he'll be after set of time he'll be expiring. So this decision we have at one point. So we can't capture this process. We can only create the process. After that he'll be fifth point, I can say, create report on saved data. Being a subscribed customer or free customer, both of them will be getting the same output. Like create the report we need to do, and the report will be shared. But this particular decision we can't do in a capture model. So coming to the second example, creating employee account in Active Directory. So once creating the employee in the Active Directory, there will be another condition called depends on the role. We will be giving the another kind of accesses to the particular user. For example, he is from the GitHub engineer or he is from the Salesforce engineer. We will give according to them. For example, he is from GitHub engineer. We will give GitHub account. And if he's another kind of like Salesforce or service, now we will be giving those kind of privileges. We can't give all the privileges to all the employees. These decisions we will be having. Post that once he is into the particular domain, we will be doing the same standard procedure. For particular, if he is GitHub user, he'll be going to some department. Kind of decision we will be having. This is the last example I have for the create diagram. So we have a payroll team. So payroll team will be checking the payments of the last month. Then after checking the last month, in case all of them are processed, and check their approval status, and depends on the approval status, he'll be going for the next steps. So if he is not approved, he'll be rejecting from the process. If he is approved by the finance team, he'll be getting the payment. So this kind of decisions makes crucial part. So if we don't have any, if we are capturing the data, this will go in wrong way. That's the reason whenever we have any complexities kind of decision makings, we always go for the create diagram. If there is no complexity in the process, if the process is pretty straightforward like a sequential model, we obviously select for the capture process. So I have listed couple of examples here. So when I talk about first example, you can see here, download invoice and associate documents from email. We will just download the invoice from email and we will validate the email. Even it's failed or successful, we will send the report to the treasury department. There is no decision here. We are not separating the data. We are only sending the approval verified status. So here I didn't find any decision makings or complexities in the process. So I'll obviously go for the capture process. And also when I go for the second example, I have an HR application where I need to filter all employees and download the results report and send to the particular users. So here also I don't have any roadblocks or kind of decision making. So I obviously select for the create process. So same example comes here as well, where I will be having an application called SAP, will be filtering sick leaves, countries, departments, and then we will be extracting the results, save into the company system, print the report. So when I talk about all these three examples, here I don't have I don't find any decision makings or complexities in the process. So these are the two differences we will be having for the create process and capture diagram. Capture diagram and create process. So features. Captures automatically if every single step in the process. For example, if we have any mouse click events or hotkeys, it will capture as a record. So we must be more careful while capturing the record. We will be having option after capturing the process. We can even edit, but if we give wrong, if we wrongly click any activities, that also will be captured. And also UiPath suggested not to go beyond 150 actions in a record process, I mean capture process. Why? Because it will design in a sequential model. All the actions will be in the one by one, so it will be very difficult after reopening the application to understand. So it's better to use lesser actions in one sequence, and we can combine all the sequences. So once capturing or creating the diagram, we will be sending the document to the respective team, like whoever handling the document processing part. So in the once we create or capture, we will be getting couple of options, like exporting into couple of varieties. We can export as a image or a word document or task capture format. We can export in even XAML file, XML file. So these are the varieties we will be having to export. So once we export, we will provide that particular document to the corresponding team. So before doing that, as I said, we this task capture will handle 70% of our documentation part. This 30% we need to go back and do our stuff. For example, I have taken a screenshot where I should do some sort of editings. Like for example, I not supposed to reveal kind of account numbers, or balance or something like kind of private information. I would like to hide it, or I would like to give some text to edit. I mean, for example, if we have any data to be entered, I can give suggestions over there, for example, like kind of. So those editings, we have an inbuilt image editor in task capture itself. We can edit those actions. So we have a pretty good OCR technology in recognizing the text. The text will be captured in a screenshot, and we can even use the text. So as I said, we have couple of varieties to save our project. Once from the task capture, the very first one, I can say image format. We can see the diagram as a diagram flowchart. We can see in JPEG format, and we can save it as SSP format, which we can open in task capture itself. If we captured the process, half of the process, we can save in the task capture, and we can continue the same process. So we can even save in the docs format. As I said, XAML format also is available. Docs format, we have two varieties. One, we can save it in the local folder, and also we can export to the automation hub page. Automation hub, we will be having an idea, we'll be submitting over there. After that submitting idea, we need to provide the document. That document we will be exporting from here. So coming to the Word, we'll be having couple of available features here. When I export into a Word document, I have listed advantages. I can export, as I mentioned here, export the guide as a step-by-step document, Word document, and can edit as per our convenience. For example, our particular company is following some standard that we can incorporate in the document. In the template level, we can incorporate, and further we can use it the document. For example, if you don't want to keep UiPath logo, we can remove that, and we can keep our company logos. Or for example, if you don't want to keep kind of data, we can remove that. But we need to follow some standards to do that. For example, the captured data supposed to be captured, that we can't do, that we can't remove. So this particular documentation is available in 12 kind of languages. So by default, the language will be taken as English, and we also have Japanese, Chinese. Those languages we'll be having. In that particular templates folder, we can see this format, templates.language.docs format it used to store. So when I export as a studio, I will be getting skeleton of workflow. So I can easily understand, and I can easily take it into the consideration for processing. It almost looks like basic regarding of a workflow. Branding. As I said, we have a pretty good image editor, and also we have branding page in the task capture where we can design our brand logo kind of, and we can keep it wherever we want. For example, if you want to keep something like type in, we need to any values in the actions, we can brand ourselves, and we can design as per our requirement, and we can keep it over there. So that particular branding is having couple of options here, like background color, and we can change the color width, frames, we can do all those stuff. I'll be showing in real scenario. So coming to the licenses, we have two varieties here. One is free, we can continue when we go for non-production environment kind of, when we are in community version, we can use this one. When we entered into the enterprise version, we also get a license here. It is available in only automation hub license package only. So after that, we have couple of options, like two options. We have automation and manual. So automation in the sense, if the machine is connected to internet, and if we don't have any security blocks kind of firewall preventions, if we don't have, we can go into automation action. We can select automation, and we can give our product key. And also we can do that manually if we don't have internet, or if we don't connect to internet, or if we are firewall blocked by the particular server. So that we can select manual, and we can provide our key. So benefits we have here. So data driven approach, it saves our entire process, eliminate manual work. As I said, the documentation part will be saved around 70%. So it automatically generates the documentation, and it's pretty flexible. As I said, we just need to configure, and we can use it further. Yeah, I'll explain with an application. This is the task capture. As long as soon as I install the application, I can see this page. So as I said, we will be having two options. We can say we can create diagram, or we can capture process. And also I already taken a couple of examples. I can open that, and I can explain. So when I so right now I'm going to explain about capture process. So this is the example I was talking about. Go to the HR application, clear all the employees, and download the report, employee report to manager. This is pretty straightforward, where I don't have any roadblocks or decision making kind of. So I did not record this process because these applications I don't have. So I have just taken how the sequence used to be, and I need to capture the if I capture the recording, this automatically will come. So I will be taking that example as well. I have taken Acme website, and I have designed a flow. So this is example for the capture process. Let me take create diagram. So this is our standard approach. So here I have internal database. I will be taking the customer database. I'm entering his documents, details from the document. Then I will be checking his license, whether if he's having license, license will be activated. If he don't have license, he will be getting trial license with an expiry date. Suppose that both will be continuing the report. That report will be shared to the team. So if we have this kind of decisions, I'm only taking the smaller example. That is the reason here we can see only one decision making. Usually we will be having couple of decision makings. So that time we will be going for the create process. Create diagram. So I have taken the Acme website. I'll explain a procedure first, and I'll show the diagram. Yeah, I have logged into the Acme. Then I need to take the vendors. Yeah, I need to come to this website, and I need to take the vendors, and I need to download the resource. Once it is showing this pop-up, I need to save. This is manual work I am trying to explain. Then I will be going to the invoice field, and I would like to say add invoice details. Once I click here, I will be getting this screen. I need to fill this value, and then all these values I need to fill, and I need to add invoice details. As I said, this is pretty straightforward process. So for that I have designed a workflow here using task capture. This is already captured. So once I start capturing, this automatically takes the titles of that particular application. Acme website and dashboard Google and my name it is showing, and here in this each block we call it as a sequence. So each sequence can contain couple of actions. Each sequence must not have more than 150 actions, because when we take those many actions it used to confuse us. So, and also here we can see how many actions per sequence, and also execution time manually. When we capture the process, how much time it used to take, it also captures the time. So here are the actions. The actions will be captured in image format. Yeah, this is the first page of the application. Then I clicked on vendors. In the vendors I have clicked on download resource report. This is the first sequence we have taken. In the second sequence we have saved it as a document. So in third sequence we are adding invoice details. In the fourth sequence I have done couple of things. Yeah, first I have inputted the value invoice number, then I have taken the tax value, and then currency. These things we can capture it each step by step, and these editings are done by me. That we can do it editings using the image editor option. So after capturing the data, we need to come back to this particular image, and we need to do our required stuff. For example, here are the available tools for the image editing. So this is for when we want to do any kind of circles, or we can draw like this. So these are the circle we have, rectangle we have, and round rectangle we have, and also we have options to take arrow and straight line also we can take. For example, if I want to keep if I want to locate this value here, I need to take the arrow kind of. So sequence numbers also we can number it here, and we can highlight the text. For example, if I want to say this is the mandatory field, I can highlight this one like this. And if I want to input some text, if I want to describe this field, I can do this using the text. I need to click on text, and when I click here, I'll be getting a box here. Similar, I have done it here. I just inputted, I've just write some text over here to describe this particular field. And we have this option, grab text. And as I said, this is inbuilt OCR technology we have. So that will capture our entire text. This particular date, if you want, data, vendor tax ID if you want, tax amount if you want, this particular thing will capture the data. It is recognizing the data from screenshot. It will pop up us. Text copy to the clipboard, and that data we can use it if you want further. So, and also some kind of data we wanted to highlight, sorry, blur. So for example, as I said, we should not keep some yeah, let me go back and show it in another page. Yeah, here I have, yeah, this particular email ID I don't want to show to the customer. So I can even blur this email ID, entire email ID, kind of secure information. We can do that. We can crop the image however information we want to. By default it used to take entire screen of the page, so that we can do using crop option. These are the available features we have for the image editor. And as I said, couple of things as a branding also we have here. So when it comes to the branding, we can design our particular kind of logos here, and we can use it further. So this is entire flow got designed. Let it be create process or capture diagram. Capture process or create diagram. We have options to export. So this is after capturing or creating, we need to go for the export, and we have options here. As I said, I'll show PD this one. Yeah, I'll be covering one by one. First, I said JPEG. I need to come back, and I can have option here, like save diagram. When I click this, it will be saving. Yeah, this looks like this one. Like an outer view, we can see when we save it as a JPEG. So if I say that I wanted to see in detail, I can save in alternatives. JPEG is over. I can save it in SSP format. When I say SSP format, this is for the future reference. If we feel that there will be couple of changes in the future, if we just wanted to save for time being, and we wanted to edit in the future, we need to save it in SSP format, and that we can save as. We can save it this way, and that particular sorry, this is ACME. Yeah, and if you want to open that, we need to go open, and we need to open that particular ACME, and we can do edits if you want in to do in future. So JPEG covered and SSP covered, and docs and XAML file. These two options are staying together. We need to go for export, and we'll be having two options. Choose output. However we want the output, we need to choose that particular thing. If we want to save it in the Word, we will select this one, and we'll be getting PDD. When I select Word, and we'll be getting PDD, and here couple of details we need to mention. Title of the document. When I say title of the document, I can name it as demo task capture. So I can describe it. This is demo about task capture. Yeah, I can say other automation squad. So these are the details I'll be giving. This will give more understanding in the process. When I open the document, we can easily understand where it used to store this data. I can go next. I have selected the word format. So this automation hub PDD and UiPath PDD will be there as a default formats. So if we want to edit those formats, we won't be getting access to do those things. So this can be, we need to copy the template, and we need to edit the template. Then by default we'll be creating another template. Let me delete this, and yeah. By default these two options will be there. We can't delete this processor, we can't update these templates. As I said, we can update our template as per our requirement. That can be done only by taking a copy of it. If I click edit template, I'll be getting option, you want to take copy of default template. Yeah, I said yes. So this template will open. So here I have a folder called templates. In that folder I have couple of varieties here, like template dot docs means it's default template. And when I say template, usually these particular templates will be saved in this format, template dot language dot docs. En means okay, yeah, JS means Japanese. I'm not sure about En. Yeah, default one is English. Here we can even save in 12 varieties of formats. By default these are available. So here we have default things, automation hub page and UiPath PDD. Automation hub, as I said, we can upload the document into automation hub also. That we can do it from here. And PDD, if I say PDD, this will be storing in the local folder. And I would like to export. So we can give any location here. Yeah, once I saved it, I can see the document. I would like to open it directly. Yeah, this is general view, we can say. So these are the default things we will be getting in once we export it as a Word document. I have given this value as a title in the end of the process, demo task capture, and this is the description I have provided. And other we will be getting here in first page. Yeah, I have given automation hub as other. So by default, this kind of template will be is already designed by UiPath. This we can edit it, and we can change however we want. Kind of our standard organization process, and we should not miss couple of things. For example, let me open the default template that we can easily understand. Yes, this is the default template we'll be having. So here the title will be saved, and here the description will be saved, and here the other will be saved. Whatever the actions we captured will be saved in the entire document like this. Whenever we see these square brackets, curly braces, in between that curly braces, the values will be stored. We should not remove these curly braces. So this is the default template we have. When I save this template, I can see this way. Yeah, here the process name we named it as demo, and it took entire execution time as this much time. This is the execution time of the flow, entire flow. Let me show you that flow. Yeah, this entire values will be together and will be showing as a flow, and also each particular sequence will be uh, in one particular will be described here. This is the JPEG format will be comes into this particular document, high level process, we can say this one, and this is the entire process statistics, we can say. This is the time, and each entire sequence will be having couple of workflow windows. These are the window names, and each one having how many clicks we can see it here, how many text entries we can see, how many keys, hard keys we passed here we can see. So each section will be described. This is the first sequence. It took 33 seconds, and this is the screenshot of that particular application. Action we did here is the click, that we can see it here. First, here we can see click action, clicking this particular thing. This we can update. As soon as we update, this will reflect in this particular document. Before exporting only, we need to do these particular changes and we can upload it. So these things will be updated here. I have already exported as workflow XAML file. I'll do that again for you. I am going for the second option. When I click save, this automatically takes the name of this particular one. I have saved it. It got opened. A project folder will be created by default with this particular workflow. Yeah, this is somewhat zigzag order. This particular sequence I have arranged in this different format. We can see it here. So this is the first sequence we captured. This is the second sequence we captured. This is the third sequence we captured. This is how we can see the actions. When I get inside, I can see subsequences like click activity. This is similar to recording, right? So we'll be getting selectors here. but these are the automation selectors, like this will be defined based on the task capture only. So we need to edit those selectors, and we can reuse the entire flow as our regular workflow. We have option called save as. This one we can see the selector, and we can pass the values if we want to. Basically we can this is the flow chart will be created for this when we export as a XAML file. Yeah, I have covered these particular varieties export we have done this way. So when I go for fresh, for example, so far I have explained already taken example. I would like to go for the create diagram. This is the default page we will be having. We'll be having start option. When we come to the any end, we have options to pick all these things. This is for the sequence, this is for the decision, this is for the end, this is for capturing the sequence. So when I go for the sequence, I'll be getting this option. I can capture the action here, and by default this will be empty sequence, right? I can even edit this data. For example, I wanted to capture first sequence. Those details we can update it, and by taking the action we can capture the action here. Yeah, action got captured. If I do, we can see it here, action 1. So if I pass any hotkeys also will be captured, or if we click any small action also will be captured. If I click here, second action got captured. If we don't want to do all those things, we wanted to pass the actions capturing, we can do this one by using this particular option. Or we can, once everything is done, after capturing everything, we can stop the capturing things. It already captured two things. So these are the things. This is all about task capture, guys. I would like to request here that if anybody wants to take a next speaker, they can nominate their names in comment section, or they can message in the LinkedIn which is there in the post. That will be great to us. Yeah. And I would like to thank everyone for joining the session. Any queries you can post in the comment section. I can reply all your queries if possible. Bye guys.